Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Ryan.Fagan. I am a real estate broker and agent in South Jersey. And today we're talking about things not to do before you buy a house. Number one is absolutely do not take out an installment loan. An installment loan is something like a car note where you have a fixed amount of payments. And the reason why you should definitely not do this is because it will kill your debt to income ratio. Basically, whatever that payment is, it gets subtracted from your buying power and reduces your debt to income ratio, which is used to qualify. So say you got pre-qualified initially for a certain amount. If you take out an installment loan, it will actually reduce the amount. And if you take out too big of a payment, you're not going to be able to qualify. Number two builds off of number one. Basically, do not run up your credit cards, because if you increase the balance, that hurts your credit score, and also the payments increase as your balance increases. So that can also hurt your debt to income ratio. And if the mortgage company has to repull your credit, or if there's a delay or anything like that, you could not qualify because now your credit utilization is too high, or your DTI, debt to income ratio, is too high. So be careful with that. I'd recommend just hold off, try not to spend any money, don't do anything before you're buying a house, because you literally could kill your own deal, and that's not good. Number three is don't change careers unless you talk to your loan officer and make sure that everything works out. So normally you need 2 years work history, which could include schooling actually. And if you change jobs or you get a promotion, that's okay normally. But again, talk to your loan officer to confirm. This is why you need someone that is available, so that if you have a question, you can just call your loan officer and see what they say and make sure everything is good before you make any of these kinds of decisions. Number four is don't take additional credit inquiries. This isn't a massive deal and shouldn't kill your credit, but don't call around and get a whole bunch of credit inquiries, say, looking for car payments or boat payments or personal lines of credit. Wait until after you close. And this is basically for anything that has to do with your credit. Just leave your credit alone. Don't take any actions until after you close on the house. Then you can go crazy and do whatever you want to do. But while you're in the home buying process, don't mess with your credit. Number five is do not spend your savings. Now, there's a lot of low down payment programs and you don't need a lot of cash to buy a house. But while you're going through the process, try to maintain as much cash as you can. Don't spend it. Even if you're paying down debt, talk to your loan officer before you do that. Sometimes it doesn't really help that much to pay off a credit card or some kind of car note. And it's actually better to have the cash in reserves, depending on a lot of different factors. But again, this is why you really need to consult with your loan officer before you make these type of decisions once you're in the home buying process. But just generally try to keep as much cash on hand as possible. You'll thank me later. And finally, number six is don't make plans based around your closing date. It's a massive mistake to assume that you're going to close on the closing day. Real estate transactions are infinitely complicated, and there's a lot of people who have hands in the transaction that can mess up or delay. There could be permit issues or certificate of occupancy or mortgage issues, or people lose documents and your closing day could get pushed back. And what happens to a lot of people is they hired movers for a certain day, and then that day changes, and then they have to pay deposits, or they ordered furniture, or they ordered all kinds of stuff based off of what they were planning to close on a certain day. Don't do any of that stuff until you have the clear to close and everything is good, buttoned up, and ready to go. The problem is a lot of times the clear to close is coming only a few days before closing, and so that can be an issue. So be flexible and understand that your closing date can change, and don't make hard plans until you are ready and clear to close. And those are the top 6 things that you should definitely not do before you buy a house. So what is your biggest concern with buying a house? Put it in the comments, or you can contact me directly. I pride myself in my accessibility, and I do get back to everyone that reaches out. So if you have a question that you don't want to put in the comments, reach out to me directly. That's it, guys. Bye-bye.